This is Chapter 3 Selections, Programming Exercise 6, Health Application BMI. Now, for this programming exercise, what we're going to be doing is to revise a listing from the book. This listing is called Listing 3.4 Compute and Interpret BMI.java. And what we're going to do is let the user enter their weight, feet, and inches to calculate their BMI. So for example, if a person is 5 feet and 10 inches, you'll enter 5 for feet and 10 for inches. Now before we do this, of course we're going to take a look at this Java program and understand how it works before we make any changes to the code. And I have that right here. Alright, so the code is pretty short from line, we'll say 14 to 40. So that's about 25 lines of code, pretty much less than 25 lines, pretty simple, and it'll be pretty easy to just go line by line and try to understand what it does, right? So first we're going to start from the beginning, right? Line 16. It says that it's creating a scanner object called input, and is a new scanner object that's going to be taking system.in. It's going to read the user's input. Next, it has a system.out.println. Within this print line, it has this string that's going to be displayed. So what is going to be displayed first is enter weight in pounds. So let's get a visual on that. So we run the program. The first thing that we'll see is this string right here. All right, and that's exactly what pops up. Now, what's going on is that it has a weight variable right here of double data type, and is able to hold a floating point number that's going to be inputted right here by the user. Now, what's going on is that it's waiting for this value. So it's telling the command prompt or this terminal right here to wait for a value to be stored into this variable called weight. So if you were to enter a number, say 100, this value 100 is going to be stored into this variable right here. So now weight is equal to 100. So after this completes, it goes to the next line, which is line 21. Line 21 says to print enter height in inches. All right, boom, it gets displayed right here, height in inches. And then what's going on is this variable, right, in the next line, this variable gets created of type double, so it holds another floating point number, and it also expects a floating point number to be stored into this variable. All right, so now we could store a value in here, and let's say 50. All right, now we enter 50 and it gets stored right into here. Now you might notice why this 100 over here and this 50 over here, and that's because of this print line right here. This print line says to display this string and then start a new line. So display this string and start a new line. So now whatever gets displayed is displayed in a new line. Unlike of this print statement right here, where it prints the string out, but it doesn't say, hey, create a new line afterward. So whatever prints out in the string right here, you will continue in that line until you input a value, and then it will start a new line. All right, so hopefully that part makes sense. After that, we have a few final values right here. Now, what does final mean? Well, in this case, it means a constant value. And what's a constant value? In programming, a constant value or final value is a value that can't be changed once it has been set. So we set this value into a variable called kilograms per pound. So kilograms per pound now equals to 0.45359237, and that's a value that is final and will not be changed. The only place you could change it is on this line, and if you try to change it anywhere after this line, it will not let you. It'll give you an error message. So for example, if I were to say, grab this value and now say 5, what happens is that it's going to give you an error. It says, hey, I cannot assign a value to final variable kilograms per pound, and that's because it's a final data type. All right. If you were to get rid of this, then no issue at all, right? So once again, final means literally it is final. You can't change it once you set that value. Okay, same with this value right here. Meters per inch equals to 0.0254. Once it is set, you cannot change it. All right. Now let's see what's going on. Well, another thing we should notice is that when you're creating a final variable, it is recommended to set that variable name to be all uppercase. Of course, you don't have to do this. This is more of a coding convention that's generally followed by most, if not all, developers that is programming, that's writing their code. And the reason for this is because it allows the developer to know, oh, this is a final value. I cannot change it. And why do they need to know? Or how does it help? Well, let's say you're at the bottom of the code and then you forgot that you set this kilograms per pound variable as a final data type. Well, when you look at it like this, it's all uppercase compared to your usual all lowercase variables. You remember, oh, I have set this variable to be a final data type. So therefore, I could use it, right? I could use it in my program, in my formulas, my equations, but I cannot change this value and I cannot store a new value to it, right? Allow you to remember that. So that's just a coding convention, recommended to follow, but you're not forced to do it if you're going to, write your own program. But if you're in a team, definitely do follow these standard coding conventions. All right, so we got 3 more variables right here. This one is weight in kilograms. Simply, it is weight times kilograms equals to weight in kilograms. We have height in meters, which basically is height times meters per inch. And lastly, we got the BMI, so which is basically the weight in kilograms, this variable which we solve right here, divided by height in meters squared. So after we solve for the BMI, the next thing that happens on line 30 is that it gets displayed. So it says BMI is so-and-so. So it calculates the score and it displays the BMI. And of course, after that, next thing that happens is it goes to line 32 and we have a if, else if, and else statements right here. It takes a look at your BMI and it says, hey, is 28 less than 18.5? No, it's not. Skip this print statement and go to the next line. Is it less than this? No, 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 and it goes on and on all the way to the end. And then it says, oh, okay, so your BMI is not any of this and there's only one choice left, therefore it must be this, and it'll print it out. Now actually I don't really know the actual, but for now what I'm going to do is I'll just make some small change. I really don't know this, so don't follow this as the correct value, and you could check on your own and see if it's correct or not. But in this case, I just want to change it up. But anyway, back to our example, what we need to do. Now all we simply need to do is instead of asking the user for their height, we're going to break it down and ask the user for their height in feet and inches and then calculate from there. Now what we're going to do, so instead of saying just height in inches, what we're going to do is break it up. Now, what I want to do is just get rid of this line of code. We'll comment it out, and instead we'll write double feet equals to input.next double. So basically what we have here, right? So it'll say, hey, what's your weight? Okay, we already figured out the weight, but what we want to find out is enter your feet. Enter feet. Does that make sense? Let me see what it says. Enter feet. And if a person, you enter 5 feet. How tall? Okay, we'll just say enter height in feet. And it'll get stored here. Now we also want one more thing. Enter, well, that doesn't really make sense if I ask like that, right? Enter height in feet and inches. So if I do something like this, that'll probably work better. All right, so let's see. Now to calculate feet and inches, we'll just say, well, there's this height right here. We'll create another value called height, and height equals to inches plus feet times 12, because we know that there are 12 inches in a feet. Therefore, if the user enters 5 feet and we want to calculate the height in inches, right? Height in inches, we'll have to multiply feet times 12 plus the remaining inches, and that'll be stored in here. And with that, let's see, we have meters per inch, so this calculate everything like that. Sure, no problem. So we pretty much have that all solved. And after that, we just have to run the program. Once again, let's enter 155. Actually, I don't like how we enter the 155 in the new line. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop the program. I'm gonna remove this ln, which says create a new line after displaying this string here. I don't want that. Instead, I just wanted to display the string, allow me to enter the weight on that same line, enter 5 feet. What's going on? Oh, that's because of this one right here. I don't like that too. 5 feet and 9 inches. And boom. It calculates the 5 feet, it calculates the 9 inches, and then it calculates the BMI. So actually, let me make that nicer. Actually, let me just change this up. Doesn't seem right. Let's just make, I really don't know if this is correct or not, but we'll just have that as is. All right. Once again, it asks for our weight in pounds. We'll put 155. It'll ask for our height in feet and inches. Enter 5, put space, enter 9. Because if you don't, it doesn't know to read these two separately. If you put them together, I think 59 feet. All right, which of course, no one's that tall. Click enter, calculate 155 with 5 and 9, 5 feet 9 inches. It'll calculate the height in inches. So I put 5 for the feet, so 5 times 12, 60 plus 9, so 69 is the inch. And then with that, it does all the other calculation. It printed out the BMI. And then it goes to the if, else statements and display BMI is so-and-so, and whether it's normal, underweight, overweight, or obese, etc. All right. So that is pretty much it for this video. The main point of this video seems to be looking through the code, make sure you understand how the code works and be able to edit it without changing too much and still allow it to work and display according to how you want it.